Greetings and welcome to Old Drunken Discography, where all friends, fans come together to BS, argue, occasionally agree, and discuss a musical artist. This is our Counting Crows, The Butter Miracle, The Complete Sweets review. I'm your host, Jason. With me is Tim.
Nanu Nanu.
And not Bill, Trey.
Good morning.
Trey is a Patreon member. He is a member of our YouTube channel. So he gets all these cool emotes. He gets to watch videos. He's already seen the entire Led Zeppelin series. So, a lot of good perks there. He gets to choose artists for us. Bill is absent right now. We don't know where Bill is, but I'm sure he will make
APB.
he'll make his miraculous return. So yeah, Counting Crows. We don't want Tim to start.
I mean, Tim's got nothing to say. Tim did not have a chance to listen to it. So I'm just really curious to what you guys have to say.
Oh, okay.
Definitely clearly a priority for Tim.
The less Tim says, the better.
Yeah. It's called Butter Miracle. You can make up your own review based on that, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm a Counting Crows fan. This was my pick. I've been a fan since August and everything after. I have 2 copies of this. I have the original Sweet 1, which came out in 2020, which has the song August and everything after on here, which is why you should own it. And then I got this new shiny copy of the Complete Sweets. I already had tracks 6 through 9. I already knew those. So I got tracks 1 through 5. The opening track, it's probably the weakest opening track in their discography, but I still like it. It sounds very hard candy. It's it sets up the album. There's a reference to Virginia Through the Rain, which is kind of cool. Spaceman, it's grown on me a little bit, but I'm still not really sold on the do-do-dos. The backing vocals just kill it for me. I do love the verses. The chorus is catchy enough. My favorite line is, the saddest mistakes are the ones that we make, wishing away what's right in front of your eyes. Boxcar is just a fucking bar blues rocker for the Counting Crows, which is new for them, strangely. It's weird. I dug it. Virginia, it's very August and everything after. It's very Rolling Stones. It's got that Stones ballad feel to it. Under the Aurora, this is a top song in their discography. It might be my favorite from the album. It's just classic Counting Crows. I love the vocal melody and the delay in the lyrics. And all the right places, lets the song float. How it feels like it comes in halfway. And the song just kind of starts like there was more to it, both musically and the lyrics. Here we go again. The vocal delivery of I Want to Believe in Something. The Beatlesque section. The whole thing is just a fucking beautiful song. The Tall Grass. It's desert. This desert life meets Somewhere in Wonderland. But Adam's storytelling. It has a build. Has some weird electronic things going on. And the delivery of there are some of us that get broken when we're children. And you never get it back once that is gone. Still gets me. Probably my low point of Sweet 1. Elevator Boots. Technically the first single. I still think it's one of the best on the record. This is classic Counting Crows. Reminds me of Palisades Park. Even has that gender swap thing going on that he does, which I think makes work. I think it makes it work even more on how he approaches telling a story. My favorite line is, I snake and sparkle, pant and glide, and it's hard to feel and I can't get high, and I don't always understand how to smile. Angel is probably not a throwback to Mrs. Potter, but I can't help but to think of that song when he's talking about leaving the light on. Still not a fan of the horn solo. I knew Tim was gonna, if he had a chance to listen to it, he'd be on top of that horn solo. It's just really jarring. My favorite line is, because it's a Sonic Youth reference, the Daydream Nations won't come true. The ghost you made up ghosted you. Bobby and the Rat Kings. I was not a fan of this song first time I heard it. It was the year of the Rat King, though, because when this album came out, The Flatliners released a song called The Rat King. But this song grew on me, yo. It's one of my favorites on the album. Throwback to all the songs in the suite. Wonderful storytelling. So many great lines. She goes from tender to cinder until she remembers she's a flame of her own. Another, I'm not sure if it's an intentional throwback, but knowing this band, probably he says, then she kissed me without a thought. Said sometimes memories are all we got. It's the same melody as Palisades Park. Fucking gets me every time. This feels like a continuation. I love this song. I love this album. It's a Counting Crows record. If you like the Counting Crows, you'll like this record.
So for me, I'm going to start with the suite because the only notes I have on the suite is that I really appreciate the 80s Phil Collins Genesis drum machine going on in the background. Um, for anyone that grew up in that period, the voice of Phil Collins and that 80s that drum machine, man, that'll rock you to sleep. It's like a lullaby. It's beautiful. The rest of the suite, I need to spend more time with because not having that connection with the band, it really just kind of blurred together. And I didn't hear the storytelling that I heard in the first part of the album. So that's pretty much all I have to say about the suite.
Which is weird because I think the suite works together better than
Yeah,
the first five feel like individual tracks, whereas the second side
and
feels like an entire piece.
and that was the thing. Like I'm still trying to listen to the suite as individual tracks when I
Yeah.
listen to it. So it's like you got to get yourself in a totally different headspace to listen to the back half of this album. And I couldn't get there in time for this. So with Love from A to Z, I liked it. It's a touring band song, but it's atypical in that it's more about the band leaving their fans at shows behind versus their families at home. And I thought that was pretty cool. Like I like that. There's some stuff that because I don't have experience with the band, I didn't connect with. Like he mentions Curtis Blow Your Horn and Chris Show Me a Sign. I looked up band members to see if that's who that was. I don't know who Curtis and Chris is.
He's just
Uh,
naming car parts, blow your
yeah,
horn, either the
yeah,
brake.
yeah. Spaceman in Tulsa. My first thought was there's a new Shrek movie coming out, but I actually ended up liking it a lot. I heard a lot of Bowie in that song. Um, I can't think of the "Oh You Pretty Things." Just there's a lot of different Bowie in that song going on at the same time. Boxcars, when it first started, I was like, "Oh, this is an AC/DC song," and then I said, "Oh no, wait, this is that riff from Buck Cherry's Cocaine song." And that was my biggest problem with this album is I heard that do 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 do, and I'm like,
Dude,
"Oh, it's
it's
Buck
a
Cherry."
fucking bar blues, like just a staple of
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
but
Aerosmith. Like
all I could hear was Buck Cherry after I realized that's what it was.
it's just a classic. It's just a fucking classic riff, and that's
Um,
weird. They've never done that before.
yeah, it was hard to get past. You know, if I could not equate it to Buck Cherry and more towards Aerosmith, it might be okay. But all I could hear was Buck Cherry. Once I heard it, that was it. And if it was just the beginning, it probably would have been fine. But it happens a couple times. Virginia Through the Rain, I really liked it. I really liked the line, another chorus of the time you could and could not refrain. I like, you know, I like his writing overall. I've never really paid attention to it. To me, this was always just one of those post Hootie bands, and
Yeah, they were before Hootie.
never gave him a shot.
But yeah,
Uh,
that's a lot of people. Like they're one of
yeah,
those '90s bands, like Collective Soul, the Goo Goo Dolls. But like Adam's
yeah.
lyrics, like his songwriting is just phenomenal.
Speaking of songwriting, Under the Aurora is fucking amazing. I loved that song. It gave me chills. It was so good by the end of it. Um, you know, I don't think anyone should compare anyone to the Beatles, but I was getting like Hey Jude vibes towards the end of it. I love the storytelling, how he talks about the radio, then the TV, then the streamers. I love the circular pattern of it where the song literally begins where it ends.
Like a
And
here we go again.
yes, yeah, it's
On our
so
own,
well
going down the only
constructed.
road we've ever known.
Well, I mean that the here we go again, that's the whole point. It just goes on forever.
Like it feels like it's just a snippet of a larger piece.
Yeah.
Like,
Interesting. Okay.
It's
Okay.
like the Lamb Chops, the song that never ends, but it's not 20 seconds long and really fucking annoying. Um,
lamb chops, sing
but
along.
even what it was about, to me, what I took from it was it's about all the noise going on, and how that noise has always occurred, whether we got it from the radio, the TV, or the streamers, and
On the
how,
telly, they tell us where to go.
yeah, and it's like, where do I fit in all this noise? Because I remember being younger and being more politically active, and as I've gotten older, my priorities have shifted. I'm more concerned about family and stuff like that.
Yep.
But there are times where you look around and go, how am I supposed to feel about this? Because you feel separated. And that's what I took from this song. I loved it. Like it touched me. I'm not going to say what
Inappropriately.
I was going to say in only ways the Pope should. But
Oh.
yeah, yeah, I really was surprised by this. And I've told you, Jason, like I'm definitely planning on checking out some of their earlier stuff because
Go back to the suite because the suite one is kind of like it's a story of a rock band, and like Bobby is, I mean, the Rat Keens is the name of the band, but like it switches perspective of like from the audience's perspective and the band's perspective, and like it goes to
okay,
this like little story of. And it's just neat how
I
he changes the perspective of like, yeah, you're the fan, and you're just like, yeah, and then all of a sudden you feel what the
I kind of
band.
get that. I kind of get that theme through the whole album. I mean, because
Yeah, I mean it's all there like through Under the Aurora
uh,
and
with
even
Love from A to
Spaceman.
Z, yeah, Spaceman is definitely about a guy becoming a rock star,
Yeah,
and with Love to A to Z is about a touring band missing their fans. It's good shit. I really enjoyed it more than I thought I would.
I'm glad you did. I'm
Yeah,
sure Bill
I
would have
mean,
hated it.
Under the Aurora and even Spaceman are both like they're both on my playlist. So
That's good. I mean, yeah, I think they're an underrated band. They're not pushing the envelope. They're not doing anything crazy. They're just playing rock and roll, and his songwriting over it is just phenomenal. Like I've always been a fan of Adam,
yeah,
but so yeah,
I'm done.
I would say check this record out if if you like Mr. Jones
I
and
would say check
Accidentally
it
in
out
Love.
even if you don't. Not that I don't.
So I'm looking forward to checking it out.
I just Mr. Jones, like I said, they're a post Hootie band to me, so Mr. Jones was always just noise.
So have you not heard August and Everything After? Like the whole
Not
album?
not in total. I've heard like maybe the first half of it. I had a friend who was obsessed with it, and we would partake in substances and listen to it. And
That's not
usually
a good
by
record for that.
no, because by the time I
That's,
got halfway through it, I didn't know
He's
what
like,
the hell was going
no.
on. So,
yeah, that's not a good record for that. That's like, but definitely
no,
go back to that whole album and then check out the song August and Everything After, which isn't on the album. They didn't release the actual song until like 20, 30 years later.
yeah, I did see that. That was,
But it says
bizarre.
like it tells Maria, like Maria's mentioned, and she
Yeah,
came
because
from
the
Nashville with a
cover,
suitcase in her
the
hand.
cover is all lyrics from the song.
Yeah, it's that song.
Yeah, that just never got released. Well, it did eventually.
But yeah, there's a reason it was in the grinder. I didn't put it there, but
Well, I really like this. I did. So yeah,
all right. Well, stick around, give us a like, give us a subscribe. Definitely check out our Patreon, check out our
do it.
YouTube memberships. You could choose an artist for us. You get some
Backstreet's
cool.
back.
You get the slap button emote, which is
Important.
it's useful.
You get Chihuahua Bill.
You get Chihuahua Bill too, our unstoppable Chihuahua. Shout out Bill. As always, be safe and what, Trey?
Make good decisions.
Hey.
Stuck the landing.
And then you go a little woo, and then a little whoop, 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 and then it's all, and then you're ready to go again. Y'all come back now, you hear?